Hello everyone, welcome back to My Book of Mormon. So this is me, David Michael, and I actually have a very different kind of episode for you today. It's going to be a short one, not going to do any reading. This is one where I wanted to give everyone what I think is a very important update to the show. So for those of you that are all caught up, hopefully everyone is caught up on the show, you'll know that last week I said that because of the amazing generosity of all the Mymos giving to the show financially, that I actually had a surplus of funds, and so I decided to donate 200 of it to the Taylor Scholarship. So again, thank you to all of you that you made that possible. So about a day after doing that, I received an email from Whitefield's Educational Foundation, and for those of you that somehow forgot this, the Taylor Scholarship is set up for people that need the services of Whitefield's, but can't afford it on their own. The scholarship helps fund them. So Whitefield's focuses primarily on helping people with faith identity issues. So anyone that's struggling with doubts about a faith, that feels trapped, nowhere to turn, they can get the support that they need. So Whitefield's reached out and let me know that currently there were two individuals that are receiving free services that is being paid for by the Taylor Scholarship. And so I was pretty excited to hear that. I thought, oh, that's awesome. We actually have some people that we're legitimately helping. It's not just money sitting in a fund somewhere being unused. It's really going to help two people, so I felt really happy. Then I read down a little further in the email, and it said that these individuals were in dire need, and the intervention was critical in saving their lives. They were quite literally at the point of suicide and had nowhere to turn. And if not for this, they may not be alive today. I'm not kidding. When I read that, I was just reading it on my phone. It took my breath away. I had to sit down. The gravity of it was overwhelming. I mean, I thought we were just setting up something to kind of help people through a difficult time in their life, and isn't it nice? It never, ever occurred to me that this might actually be saving people's lives, literally saving their lives. I was floored, and the gravity of it just hit me like a ton of bricks. So once I kind of regained my composure, regained, my breath, I decided I have to do more. We all have to do more. I just didn't know how much was on the line. Never occurred to me just how critical this is. So I actually started doing some research and started looking at suicide within the church. And it's a serious problem. Especially among those that are not only struggling with faith identity, but also struggling with sexuality. These can be very personal topics, and when you have no one to turn to, when all you're told is what you're thinking is wrong, what you're thinking is evil, and you don't have any support, there's very little options, and it's an incredible burden on people. And so the fact that we've started something here that can give these people another choice, right? There is a reason to live, and to let them know that you don't even have to have money. We'll cover you. We're gonna get you this help that you need. So yeah, that's what I decided we were gonna do. We've got to do more. We've got to step this thing up. So, and first of all, I don't for a second sit here and think, wow, I saved two people's lives. That's not how we did this. I mean, literally, before I submitted that $200, which quite frankly wasn't even my money, right? I mean, it was your guys are the ones that gave that. But even before that, I think I'd made a small donation to Whitefield, or to the Taylor Scholarship. I think it was somewhere in the $20 range, something like that. Nothing extravagant. Just I'll throw some money in there too. Heck, I started it, might as well. And all of the rest of it, every other dime that's in there, came from you guys, right? I mean, it all did. All of the Mymos are the ones that made this possible. You saved two lives. You did. And we can save more. So here's what I'm going to do. So originally I told you when I first asked for financial support that I needed $100 an episode in order to make sure the show would keep going. And as I said before, I kind of based that on what do I need today, and then what do I think the cost will grow into, so I could bankroll a little bit, blah, 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 blah. I don't care about that anymore. I'm not interested in saving enough for the future. There's money that's needed now to help real people. So this isn't theoretical. So I've actually crunched the numbers, and I'm perfectly okay with dropping that down to $50 an episode. So Basically, any extra money that I get through Patreon that's above and beyond $50 an episode, it's going to be a monthly donation to the Taylor Scholarship. That's my commitment. So if we get this thing up to $125, if you want to do the math, it's roughly, to help someone through this, it costs about $300 for one person. So if we get up to $125 an episode, which I believe we're like $1 away from that, so we're real close to that one, we'll be able to ensure that we get the help to one person every month, every single month. There'll be someone that otherwise would not have been able to get this help, that may or may not be considering taking their own life. We can get them the help they need. If we get up to 200 an episode, that jumps up to 2 people that we could save every month. And it goes up from there. 275 an episode, we're going to be saving 3 people. I think we can do this. So for those of you that have already decided to contribute, take a moment and consider maybe raising that a little. You know, if you feel as compelled as I do, the responsibility that I feel, if you share that you want to help more and you want to make sure that there's people out there that need this help, that have gone through things that you've gone through before, consider raising your contribution level. For those of you that haven't contributed before, you're not doing this for me anymore. This is for a greater cause. It absolutely is. So please consider contributing. Please, because this is literally to save people. That's why we're doing this. So, and even if you want to give in a different way, that's fine too. You can make a direct donation to the Taylor Scholarship, and if you want, forward me the email of your confirmation email of the donation. I will call you out on the air. I am happy to do that. If you guys want to let me know, hey, I just gave the Taylor Scholarship something. I want to be able to celebrate your generosity, just as I've celebrated all of the Mymos that have decided to become patrons. I want to celebrate all the generosity, because this is real. And so I'm begging you. I'm not just asking, I'm begging. Knowing now how much is on the line and how important this is, I'll be honest, I didn't get it before. I really didn't quite understand how much was on the line. So please consider giving more, or begin to give. Sorry, I'm starting to ramble. You know what I'm saying. Let's do this. So I'm going to go out to the Patreon page before this episode's release, and I'm going to update all the goals. I'm going to update every one of them, and they're going to be focused now on the number of people that we can help. That's what all the goals are going to be. And I also completely appreciate the fact that most of you are probably skeptics. You've had the courage to doubt faith, so you probably established some critical thinking skills and some skepticism. So I appreciate it. I understand it. You don't know me personally, so how do you know I'm on the up and up? So what I've decided to do, I want to give some reassurances that this is going to the right place. So on the Patreon page, at the end of every month, I will take a screenshot of the confirmation email of the donation made to the Taylor Scholarship, and I'm going to post those on the activity link on the Patreon site, so you'll be able to see the screenshots. I'm not upset at anyone if they want to question my motives. That I appreciate your skepticism, but I also want to give you the opportunity to show you that I mean this. I want to give you a proof because you deserve it before you give up any of your hard-earned dollars. I appreciate you should have some evidence that it's going to the right place, and I'm happy to provide that. So I'm going to be updating the Patreon page. Go check it out. www.patreon.com/mybookofmormonpodcast. And that's Patreon spelled Patreon. And if you don't feel like going there, you can always go to the show's website at mybookofmormonpodcast.com, and you will see a link there for both the direct donation to the Taylor Scholarship or to the Patreon page, where you can make a per episode commitment for how much that you want to help out your fellow people out there that need the help. So thank you in advance to everybody. I'm knowing how generous all of the Mymos have been in the past. I'm pretty optimistic about what we're going to be able to accomplish together. You guys have blown me away with your generosity and support before, and that was when it was just for me. So now knowing how much of a difference we can make, I think I'm very optimistic to see what you guys bring to the table. Additionally, I wanted to ask for another favor. And this one, we'll see. This one's a bit experimental, but I want to see if we can get somewhere with it. So I was thinking, I get so many emails from people that are in this situation. They feel trapped and they don't know what to do. And oftentimes, I mean, every time I tell them, check out Whitefields, go to their website, see if there's something there that they can help you with. And even if you can't afford it, that's what the scholarship's for. So I'm always telling people that. But a lot of times people are like, I don't know that I need therapy. I don't know that I need counseling. I don't need that kind of support. I just need someone to talk to. I don't have anyone. One person actually emailed me and said, I want to come out, don't want to be a part of the church anymore, and I want to kind of come out of the closet, but I don't have anyone to come out to. And it was a little bit heartbreaking. And so there's two issues. One, I can't possibly be there for everyone. I wish I could, but I just don't have the time or resources to be able to be that outlet, the personal, outlet for everyone that reaches out. So that's number one. Number two, quite frankly, I've never been through this. I've never been a part of the LDS community. I don't know quite what it's like to be so surrounded by that culture everywhere and be able to and have to find a way to break free. I don't have that personal connection in terms of like I know what you're going through. So what I recommend, or what I'm hoping we can start, is what I want to call the Mymo Family Support Network. So what I propose is that anyone that's willing to give up some of their time to talk to a stranger, if you want to write me and give me your contact information, either email, phone number, and just say, I want to be a part of the network. I'm not going to post that information anywhere. I'm not going to put it on the website. No one else is going to see it. It's just going to be me. And when someone reaches out that needs that someone to talk to, I'll forward along your contact information. So I'm hoping that we get a whole bunch of Mymos that say they want to be a part of this, and we can get a really strong network of support. But because I think we are a family, and families help each other out. They do. And so we have family members in need. Your fellow family members in the Mymo family need help. And oftentimes, going to professional counseling isn't quite the answer. They just need a friend. They just need someone that they can talk to. So if anyone's willing to be a part of this, if anyone has the time, if they say, you know what, I'd love to talk to someone that's going through this. I know what it's like. I've been there before. Please email me, comments@mybookofmormonpodcast.com. And really all I need is just you saying, willing to help with the support network. Here's my contact information. That's all I need. And we'll see what we can do with this thing. So again, I'm optimistic that we'll get a lot of people that want to be involved in this, and if so, I think we'll be able to help each other out quite a bit. I think we can really start not just calling ourselves a family, but acting like a family, and so I'm pretty excited about that too. One other idea I had that I thought maybe could help this situation and help people out there, it was kind of inspired by the whole It Gets Better video campaign. So I don't know if we'd want to do video, but certainly this is an audio show. I don't know why we bring video into it. But I was thinking about maybe if I set up some sort of voicemail line that people could call into and give a brief story. I mean, it doesn't have to be long. Maybe probably try to limit it to 2 minutes or less. Just something about, I know what you're going through. I've been there. I've lived through the struggle, and my life is better today on the other end. Some type of words of encouragement like that. If you guys are willing to do that, you don't even need to leave your name. You can if you want, but you don't have to. You can be completely anonymous. But I did set up a voicemail line to kind of enable this. This may go nowhere, right? You might not get any calls. If that's the case, okay, we'll scrap the idea. But I think anyway, so if we get a bunch of people that call into this and leave their story, I will, mash them together into like a single audio file that kind of has a good story to tell. And once we have that, then if this thing works and this actually happens, then I'm going to make that available to everyone, and I'm going to beg and plead that you spread this across the interwebs, right? Let's try and make this thing viral, because I just think that there's so many people out there that just don't know that they're not alone. They feel alone. I can feel their loneliness through the words in their emails that they send me. So this is another way of perhaps reaching out to people that just don't realize how not alone they are. If they just look around, there's support for them. So that's the third thing. So one, I'm not going to lie, need your money. We need your money to help more people. And I think, and the fact that we just got confirmation that there are two people that may not be alive today if we hadn't stepped up in our initial round of generosity. I know we can do more. I know we can save more. So that's request number one. Either step up the Patreon donations per episode, and I've made my commitment to how much I'll give, and I'm going to make those goals very clear on the website, on the Patreon website. Number two, if you want to be a part of the what I'm calling the Mymo Family Support Network, email me and let me know that you want to be a part of that, and we'll see if we can get that off the ground. And then number three, if you want to contribute to the campaign for, I don't know what we call it. We can't call it Gets Better. We already have one of those. So, all right, somebody come up with a better name. I don't know what to call it. But just the message of life is better on the other side, right? It is. And I know what you're going through, your struggle. So I guess the three things are financial support. If you want to be a part of the network, let me know. And then if you want to give your short testimony on the voicemail line, that would be great too. I suppose it would be helpful if I told you what that number was. So here we go. The number is 224-698-7258. So it's a Google voice line. So, no one's going to, it's just a voicemail line. So you just call that number. Once again, 224-698-7258. So if you call that number and just leave the message, and then I'll be able to take that audio and see what we can do with it. Okay, well that was all of the everything that I needed to ask you guys for, everything I wanted to talk to you about. So before I close the show, I do want to thank several people that have been proactive in the challenge and decided to help support the Patreon, which I think hopefully they're happy to know that their money is going to more than just my drinking habits. It's going to the Taylor Scholarship. So we have a few new real Mymos. We have Mr. Aaron Wooldridge, and we have Darren. So thanks to both of you for becoming real Mymos and helping to support this great movement that we just kicked off. We also have another Mymo priestess. That's right. We ordain priestesses here. Ordained women. Yeah. Either way. Mymo priestess, Joanna Bischoff. So thank you, Joanna. That's fantastic. Welcome. I hope you enjoy being a priestess. And then we also have two new priests. That's right. We have a Mymo priest, Kyle Fishburne, and we have Mymo priest, Roger of Seattle. So thank you to both of you. Welcome to priesthood. It's fantastic. And then, believe it or not, guys, we now have a second Mymo prophet, and that is Prophet Eric Parkinson. So Eric, thank you so much. You are now a part of, you're in the top tier. We'll see. Hope maybe after this episode comes out, there'll be more that join you there. But for right now, we've got two prophets, Matthew Timian and Eric Parkinson. So thank you to the two prophets in the Mymo family. And of course, just because we haven't talked about her in a while, but we do have a Mymo goddess. That's right. Goddess Carrie, thank you always. Just thank you always. And maybe you won't be alone up there. You might have to share heaven with a few other gods or goddesses. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, so that's fantastic. Thanks to all of you. And I'm telling you, you're now, everyone that's contributed, you've helped save lives. That's not a hypothetical anymore. That's a true statement. You helped save lives, and you should all feel incredibly proud of that. And I think that we're going to be able to save a lot more lives. So I think that I'm just going to end this show. I don't even know. This wasn't really an episode. It is what it is, but I wanted to get this out there, and I wanted to make sure that I decided to make this an episode all of its own because I think it was important. It was important enough to make it an episode all of its own. So I'm going to take this last moment to kind of fade into music. And as we do, I want to read off every single person that has either is currently contributing per episode or that's even made a one-time donation. And so I'm going to read down the list. So we'll be back Monday with getting back into Alma, and so very excited about that. But until then, please consider the message and the requests that I had in this episode. I'm very optimistic because I know what this Mymo family can do. And I hope that we're able to help a lot more people going into the future. So thank you in advance for everything, and thank you for everything that you've already done. You guys are so awesome. I can't be more proud than I am today to be a part of the Mymo family. Until next time, bye. Thank you to Real Mymos, Chris, Duke of Earl Grey, Bob, or @BobCarmody on Twitter, Carl Fisher, Christopher, Michael Roper, John, Jonathan, Alan, Hans, Ib Jensen, Ron Proctor, Z. Hespelt, Karen L., Stephanie, Richard Goulstone, Jeff Blackwell, Mike Price, Matt's Cat, Aaron Wooldridge, and Darren. Also want to thank Mymo priestesses: Priestess Andrea Rice, Priestess Deborah Welch, Priestess Marie H., Priestess Tina M., Priestess Joanna Bischoff. I want to thank the Mymo priests: Priest Levi Clausen, Priest Jeremy Zerzi, Priest Tom Doggett, Priest Jim, Trace Rogers, Priest Jay Wartena, Priest Jonathan Utter, Priest Drew Kosonen, Priest Eric with a K, the Jamaican atheist, Priest Michael, Priest Sean Isley, Priest Kyle Fishburne, and Priest Roger of Seattle. Also need to thank the Mymo bishops: Bishops Scott Gines, Bishop David Hay, Bishop John P., Bishop David Hubble, and Bishop Lucy. Once again, thanking the Mymo prophets, Prophet Matthew Timian and Prophet Eric Parkinson. And last but certainly not least, our one and only Mymo goddess, Goddess Carrie. We also want to thank all of those that have given one-time donations, and those are Krista, Matthew, Heather, Michael, Camden, Timothy, Zachariah, Jay, Paul, Kate, Marlene, and David. Thank you always. This song is licensed for use within this podcast. All song and copyright information can be found at www.mybookofmormonpodcast.com.